Hello and welcome to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. This is a game that I am in fucking love with. I started this game 5 days ago and I am now, let me check on Steam, 88 hours into this game. I am obsessed with this game. I am completely and utterly in love with this incredible game. And I figured today I will record a bit, because I've been recording a little bit of footage here and there for my video at the end of the year where I rank my favourite games of the year, but this year I'm going to be doing the worst and best games I played this year, so every game ranked from worst to best. And the script is long, and I'm still compiling the list because I keep playing games. So yeah, I originally wasn't going to start this until I completed another game that I've been playing called Metaphor ReFantazio, but I had no internet and I couldn't boot up Metaphor ReFantazio because I have it on Game Pass. I don't own it. I don't really buy a lot of games because I have a very limited budget. And this one I bought back in February, but never got around to playing it because I wanted to get my backlog cleared so that I could fully indulge in this game without feeling any guilt over my backlog. And I had no internet, and I had the movies or shit downloaded, and it was going to take about 3 days for me to get my internet back. So I decided, fuck it. I'm going to play Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I'm going to start it, and then I'll go back and finish Metaphor ReFantazio. I'm now on day 6. I've just looked at the time. It is 3:50 in the morning. I'm on day 6 of playing this game, and I have not played Metaphor ReFantazio once since I started playing this game. I am on the final part of Metaphor ReFantazio. I'm literally at the final dungeon. And I'm loving this game so much, I haven't gone back to it yet. I will finish it. I really, really like Metaphor ReFantazio. Which, you know, maybe a spoiler for, in a way, for the end of the year video. But it's Metaphor ReFantazio. If you know it, you know how good that game is. And if you look at my channel and see that I have a 130-something episode series on Persona 5 Royal, then you will understand that, yeah, I love Atlas. So of course I played that game and enjoyed it. But getting away from what I was going to say, I've forgotten what I was saying. Anyway, you probably figured out what I was saying before I finished saying it because I rambled on. But yeah, I am in love with this game. And the thing is, I already loved the first one, because I played Kingdom Come Deliverance when it first came out, so I played it in its buggiest state, on a system that didn't run that game very well. Here's some footage of how my old PC ran this, how my old PC ran Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 on this PC, keep in mind that I do not have a 980 Ti, I just haven't fixed the incorrect information because I couldn't be bothered and I couldn't find where to do it. I've forgotten, and then I just never got around. But you'll see that even though my CPU has been hammered pretty hard at 1440p, perfect 60. And even in a very, very populated area, like for instance, but I'm not going to because nobody can afford GPUs right now, myself included. Why is there always a naked man coming out of my room? let's head outside. So we have one dip there to 59. Let's have a look what happens when we go outside. Oh yeah, and you may notice very quickly, my CPU temperature is 87. Don't worry about it. This is a CPU that runs really hot, and I fucked up the thermal paste. I will eventually fix it, but this CPU is safe up to and above 95 degrees. Like, this CPU is built to run at 95 at all times. So while 87 is very high, it's fine. It's not close to the throttle. The throttle is 85, and I've lowered the throttle to 85. Even though it's hitting 87. So it's only like lowering me by like 5-10 frames, which I'm not really bothered about. Because even though those 5-10 frames would help in 4K, at 1440p, it's perfectly fine. I'm gonna say there's tons of people, there's like tons of shit here, lots and lots of traders, and I'm getting a perfect 60. It runs fantastic, much better than Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 did, but just for comparison's sake, because I actually haven't put this game in 4K while I've been in Kuttenberg. Let's just have a look.
And that dog of yours was going mad.
I can't quite hit 60. I'm sitting around 55, 57. Down as low as 50. God, this game looks pretty in 4K. If my GPU was just a bit stronger, then I probably could, because you can see it is maxing out my GPU here. But yeah, you can see that even in 4K, the performance is still much better than what Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 ran at on my old PC. Where in my YouTube series, I had times where I was dropping down to 15 FPS. And this, for most people, is probably still very playable. 55, like, but I want a perfect smooth 60. So 1440p. So camps. So there are several ways you can deal with camps, or just enemies in general. So you'll notice here that with all this heavy armor on, I am very conspicuous and I'm very noisy. But if I swap to a quieter outfit, you can see I'm now far better at stealth, but I no longer have as much protection. I just realized you can't see my mouse cursor. Give me a second. So this means that now it's a lot quieter. But if I swap to plate armor, you can hear a bit of my armor clanging around. Now, of course, if I stand up, you can hear it a lot more. While compared to this, it's a night and day difference. So what you wear and what equipment you choose is very important depending on your playstyle. And I like to do a mix of playstyles. I don't just like to do full stealth or just full night, you just go straight in head first. I like to pick and choose what I use depending on the situation. So for this situation here, normally I will leave this here until the stealthiness, until it's dark, because that's when enemies are sleeping. And so we're gonna save the game. I don't have any save your snaps on me. I thought I would, but I don't. To save the game, you have to drink a item, or you can download a mod. Unless you press F5 and you save it. This just makes the game way easier. So if you do want a challenge, don't use a mod that allows you to save whatever you want. So, move up into this camp. There should be enemies here. Yeah, you can see them over there, and they're all wearing plate armor. So, I do not want them to start a fight with me. Because if they take me head on, I'm at a massive disadvantage. Their plate armor is very resistant to my sword, and it would be very hard to do damage to them before they can do damage to me. And I need the plate armor to tank the shots I can't block. What I can do now is I could try and get close to them, swap into my armor, and then try and shoot one of them with one of my weapons. Now, of course, with it being medieval times, we've got crossbows, which are historically accurate. A crossbow is a very unwieldy and heavy item, and sometimes they're so heavy you need mechanics like this to reload them. Different crossbows use different mechanisms to reload them, and it's fucking awesome. And yeah, you need to pick and choose the right weapon for the right situation. A bow like this is good, but against guys in plate armor, unless you've got good piercing arrows, you might struggle a little. So I think we're probably going to need to go head on here, but try and take at least one of them out. And the thing is, plate armor is resistant to arrows and bolts, but what it's not resistant to is a fucking medieval gun. And so that's what we're going to use. We're going to do this the American way. Let's go up close and blast them away. And try not to fuck it up, because as you can see, you can't really aim this thing. We want to take out anyone wearing plate armor, so let's go for these guys here. And that's him done with. So now we can focus on the others. Z to lower my helmet. You may think, why would I do that? It gives me less visibility. Well, by doing that, I have better head protection. So now when I get hit in the head, I won't bleed as much. You know, I'll be more defended. Just at the price of not being able to see as well. So as you can see here, the game uses a targeting system. And there's a couple of abilities you unlock as you play that make the combat easier and also harder, because the enemies can also use the abilities that you use. So he's got his sword on the right of me. So I'm going to try and get my sword onto the opposite side of him. And then instead of blocking, I'm going to hit the attack button. So his hand is down. So I'm going to try and put my hand above. Like I said, you just want it on the opposite side. You see, I'm tanking hits here because I'm against multiple dudes. Okay, please, mate. I'm trying to explain. So his hand is on the right. I'm going to aim to the left, and when he comes in, I'm going to attack instead of block. And now I've done a master strike. This is a great way to lower their health and kill them very quickly. You can also, as you can see, swap targets with the mouse button. With the scroll wheel. Now, I don't want to tank too many hits here because my shield does have durability, and this guy can break my shield. So when someone is wearing plate armor, you can't hurt them. You can't lower their health until they are out of stamina. So you want to wear them down, which means tank a few hits and try and land a combo on them. Your combo will not only stagger them, which makes them unable to defend themselves, but it will lower their stamina as well. Letting you get some hits in there until they recover, and then you want to go back into a defensive position. This game is a lot about strategy. You don't just want to go full swinging wildly. You want to actually plan out your attack, try and hit a combo. One down, back up, try and find out where the other guy is. He's on my left. And it is all about just balancing. It's a balancing act. It's more tactical. If you try and be reckless, as I have done many times, it will get you killed. I can hear someone shooting a bow at me now. I want to deal with them quickly because they can shoot me in the back. As you see, they're hitting me now. When they hit me with that, they not only damage my armor, but they also lower my stamina because they're winding me. So another thing you can do is that you can charge a heavy attack, and you can do a feint. So if I hold it to the right, if I hold a attack to the right and then quickly swap to the left at the last second, that is a feint attack. He thinks I'm going to hit him from the right, but instead I hit him from the left. Or whatever direction I, so choose. Here we go. So my stamina has been knocked down, now they can do damage to me. So you need to be very careful not to get caught off guard, and you need to be very careful with the stamina. It's very much a paying attention kind of game.
What? I'm bleeding?
There we go. Then we're just one guy left. Should be an easier one. He doesn't have a shield, and he doesn't have particularly great armor. And there we go. That's him dealt with. And this right here, I've actually never seen before. Of course, the one time I'm recording, I get a clipping error.
You silly mouse.
There's a good doggy. Oh yeah, I forgot. I could have shown during that combat, you can actually get your dog to attack the enemies for you, which is very fucking useful, especially when you're outnumbered, or you're against a really armored guy that you can't just get through. You can't get your attacks through to. But we'll do that at another camp. We'll show that off. So as you can see, after looting all of those enemies, I am massively encumbered. And what encumbered means is not only can you just not move as fast, but you also can't mount your horse or fast travel. So this is one of their horses. I can't mount and steal it because I'm too heavy. The thing is, your horse has its own capacity because you have bags and saddles you can put on your horse. And my horse has a lot of space available. Oh, I do actually have some savoury snaps. That's where my savoury snaps were. So let's go into armor, and we're going to look at all the things here. So I'm going to sort it by what I've got equipped and what I don't have equipped. None of this shit is going to be good as my shit, because I actually spent a shit ton of money buying better gear than what I can find in enemies. So all of this shit can just go straight onto the horse. And this means that I have more room for looting now. It is all a balancing act now, because I'm going to want to be able to get back to town without... because I'm going to want to be able to get back to town without, like, it being a massive struggle. You know, moving all this shit around. As you can imagine, it's a fucking slog when you have a full inventory and you're trying to shift shit. So one of the reasons why Mutt didn't help me out there is because I actually have him on behavior heal.
Free.
I'm now going to give him the behavior to do whatever he wants. So now he will seek out game to hunt. He will seek out people. He will bark and let me know when his enemy's nearby. And he will like hunt, bark for treasure and stuff like that as well. Okay, so we have this enemy here. So what we can do is we can look at him and go
Sick him.
Sick him. And now our dog will move into position.
That dog wants to eat me. Alert!
And now he is distracted, and we can get some free hits in on his back. There are many, many different types of weapons in this game. Oh, they've hit my dog, and now he's going to run away. Because when he gets hurt, he will flee. I'm going to use a polearm. Now these, I am very low level in. I'm going to really struggle in a fight using this, simply because I don't have any combos, and Henry isn't very good at using them. And they're heavy and unwieldy, and there's only so much Henry can do with these, you know, because he's limited by his ability. So we're going to swap over to a greatsword. So the thing with the greatsword is that I can do everything a short sword can do, except use a shield. Although with a perk I can use a shield, it just isn't as efficient because of the weight. So in this guy, because he's also a sword user, you gotta be careful, because if I attack on the opposite side, he could hit me with a Master Strike, which is one of these. So you gotta be very careful, and you also gotta be very careful about enemies getting around to the side or back of you, which is why you'll constantly see me try and get enemies to stand in a straight line. There we go, he just got a riposte on me, a Master Strike, even. But, didn't manage to do any damage to me now. Usually they will fuck you up if you let them, so you gotta be very careful. Oh, he's trying to shoot me, that's why. Now let's use the polearm on this guy, might as well. Get some XP using this.
You won't get me.
So, a thing I haven't really mentioned is that I didn't discover this until a bit too late into the game because I'm stupid. But you can dodge. You just push in a direction and then hit the spacebar. And it is a way to do a perfect dodge. I haven't figured that out. I'm like 90 hours in this game and I haven't bothered to look because I haven't really needed to use a perfect dodge yet. But there are definitely situations where it will come in useful if you can learn how to do it. And as you can see in this game, much like another game that came out this year, the Oblivion Remaster, you increase your abilities by doing them. So sometimes it's worth using a weapon that you're not good with just to get XP. And the only way to get good at using a weapon you're not good with is to practice and use that weapon.
Let me live.
So sometimes enemies will yield. You can see my stats in the top left there. So I can tell him to drop his weapon. I can tell him to give me everything. Or I can say, fuck you, I'm just gonna kill you. But I'm just gonna let this guy go.
Get going. You'll never see me again.
Just because I've massively outmatched that guy. I could kill him and get the loot, but I like to roleplay in this game, which I think you should do. I think this is one of those games that you should absolutely try to play as your version of Henry, rather than, it's just a game, I'm just here to fight dudes and beat dudes up. Like, I think a game like this, you want to personalize your Henry, you want to roleplay it. That is my favorite aspect in these games, is the roleplay element, the part of, like, making your own version of Henry. And having the freedom to make the choices you want to make. And not every mechanic is, you know, completely 100% fleshed out or fully satisfying, but there's always going to be a limitation with role-playing in video games. It's a fucking video game. It's hard. Something like D&D, of course, you can do roleplay easily in something like that, because it's a collaborative effort. You're not held back by mechanics as much. And even when you are held by mechanics, there's no rule or call. You can just let shit slide. In a video game, you can't really do a roll or call. Unless you can fully anticipate every single option, every single thing anyone will ever do, which is impossible. Without, like, an AI-assisted tool that can write code on the fly, there's no chance. And do we even want that? You know? Probably not. Even though it'd be really cool technology, we probably don't want technology that strong where it can just replace humans. Because, like, I think that AI should be a tool that we use to, what's the word? What's the word? It's a something. Not accomplish. Assist. It should be a tool that, what's the fucking word? I have a word that's, like, perfectly sums up what I want to say, and I can't figure what the fucking word is. Cooperate, collaborate. I guess collaborate is probably the word I'm looking for as well. Cooperate, serve, accommodate. That might be the word I was thinking of. But you get what I mean. AI should be a tool that works with a person. It shouldn't be a replacement. It should be a tool that a person uses to cut some corners, not to like speed up the workflow or get the more tedious parts done, and then they just correct the mistakes that AI makes and trims the fat around the edges until it's a functioning system. I think that AI has a place, but its place is not in the place when the human was. I think that's made pretty clear now. Probably. Anyway, I do have one place that I love to sell armor in Gothenburg. Normally I will stop and like do these because these little events do lead to like funny moments or like interesting side characters, but I'll do them later when I'm not recording. Even though it could be good footage for recording, I have a thing I want to show and I don't want to forget. So whenever I'm doing something like selling armor, you may think, go to one of these shops. These armorers, you know, they sell some really great gear, but they don't have a shit ton of money. They have like about $1.50 some each. I found that for some reason, if I go to this little stall here, he very consistently, if enough days have passed, has a astronomical amount of money that makes trading armor very easy. So instead of having to visit a bunch of different shops, because they're all running out of money when you trade into them, if you go to this guy here, who again is here on the map, he is the only trader
sir. What do you have?
with a shit ton of money. This guy has 21,000 on him. Normally, someone will only have like $1,000 on them. For some reason, you can't see my mouse again. Oh no, there it is. You can see when it's up there, but when I move it down here, it's off screen for you. But for me, I'm on the consumable up here. I think you can see. I don't know why that's happening. That's OBS being funky. But you can see here like 21,000 down there. Sorry, the mouse finger's really throwing me off. So yeah, you can see that this guy has a serious shit ton of money. So I'm going to be selling to this guy, which is what I do every single time. So I could repair it's kind of worth it just to go back to the equipment I use to repair my ship. So we're going to again click on where I might just go through and delete all these. And if you're speechless enough, there's no point in simply taking the price that they naturally leave because it's not anyway. So go cool things on here also. One thing because I watched a video earlier of a guy playing this game. Instead of like doing it slowly like this, especially when you have a lot of items, or you know, clicking on the mouse there, just press W or press S, and that will autofill or auto empty. So just press W, and it instantly maxed out. So you know, let's say I want to sell all 143 lockpicks. Instead of doing that, because it's slow, hit W, and then knock it back however many you want. Okay, so that comes to a sort of $5,000 that we'll get, but if instead of pressing X to close the deal, if we hold X,
Let's talk about the price.
we can haggle.
Well,
And you can get away with quite a lot, so let's try and go for 6,000.
you see, I knew we'd make a deal.
He actually accepted that, and I just got a bunch more money than I would have gotten if I just sold him at the base value. I could have gotten even more out of him if I was a bit more egregious. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I should probably try and do a quest just to show you like what the dialogue system is like, and you know, like just what a lot of this game is like. But I'm kind of in a late stage in the game. I don't want to like spoil any quests. If I can find a quest to start, and then you know, I don't know. I kind of want you to go in blind, if I'm honest. And there's tons of videos out there where you can like look up quests and see what I like. If I was still in the early stages, like I was still in the first map, because I'm on the second map, then I would definitely just do a random quest, because I'm on the second area. I'd like to leave the second area as much of a surprise as possible that I haven't already shown off in this video. Because this stuff here is... I didn't get to this, like, in this area until I was, like, 50 hours into the game. I spent my first 50 hours in the first area, where there's a shit ton of quests to do. There's so much content in that first area. And normally by the... What am I on again? Let me look in Steam. 88, I'm at the 90 hour mark. The 90 hour mark is when I'm finishing a Persona game, okay? Or a Like a Dragon turn-based game. You know, one of the Yakuza games, because I love Yakuza. Play Yakuza. Play Yakuza. Play Like a Dragon. They're so good. Play Dragon Quest as well, but more Yakuza. 90 hours is usually where I finish. I think I'm only like halfway through the story. I've been doing all the side stuff. I've been just leveling up Henry, enjoying the game, enjoying the open world. This game is really funny. This game is really atmospheric. It's really dark, it's really light, it's a fantastic balance of humor and seriousness. It's beautiful. I love this game. So heavily recommend it. It is much more of a hardcore RPG, but that's one of the reasons why I love it. I love that it doesn't hold your hand as much. And if you think that this is too hold-handy with the thing at the top showing me like where everything is, or having a cursor on my map, and it is a hardcore mode where if you want to, you can't see yourself on the map. If you want to know where you are, you've got to figure out where you are from the map. You've got to figure out where you are from, you know, what roads are on the map, what landmarks you can see on the map, which is what I did for the first game. When I did play through hardcore mode for an achievement. It was really fucking hard, but it was also really enjoyable. But I would not do it for a first playthrough unless you want a truly hardcore experience in the very first playthrough. Hardcore mode is fucking hard, so just keep that in mind. Because there's no markers on the map either, from what I remember in hardcore. You just need to pay attention to dialogue. They'll tell you roughly where to go. You want to be writing down notes, because the game will not really make notes for you. I haven't played hardcore mode in this one yet, so I don't know how much they've nerfed it, how much they've done whatever the opposite of nerfing is, like buffing it. So, pinch of salt. Whatever it is, what's the saying? Take it with a grain of salt. It's up to you. Do research before you start it in case you don't like it. But again, recommend it heavily for a second playthrough, not a first playthrough. So that is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. It's not very. This is like more of an ad for this game than it is a let's play. But I just wanted to say, I fucking love this game. I can't wait for what comes next. I don't know what the end of the story is. I don't know if the story with Henry will continue. I don't know if we're going to be wrapping up Henry's story. I'm going to be moving on to new characters or what. All I know is that I love Henry. Tom McKay does a fantastic job. I mean, I love Henry so much that my cat is named Henry. Wait, is he in my room? Yeah, he is. Henry is down next to me, underneath my drum kit. Oh, he's just woken up and he heard me say his name. I love the game so much that I named my cat Henry. So I am really, really glad I love this game as much, if not more, than I loved the first one, Kingdom Come Deliverance. Which was a fantastic game that was flawed by performance issues and a low budget, as well as an inexperienced team, as it was their first game. And they had to figure everything out, you know, on their own. It was a Kickstarter game, and it sold like 10 million copies over the course of like 8 years, something like that. So, definitely play Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, just keep in mind, you can just jump into 2, it will explain the story from 1, but if you want the full experience, definitely play 1. Just be warned, this game has jank to it, and this is them with a budget. The one when they barely had a budget, and it was kickstarted, it is really janky, and they have improved performance a lot, but just keep in mind that performance is still very unoptimized in that game. They've done their best, but they were a very inexperienced team. And it is done a lot better in this game. So definitely play 1. I still recommend it. I still think it's a terrific game and I love it. It's got a lot of flaws that I can look past because it's so good. So that is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and if you are interested in playing this game, please do so. I heavily recommend it. This is a very, very strong contender for Game of the Year for me. And I love this game. My voice is breaking. I love this game so much. I'm going to be so sad when I've finished it, but I can always do a second playthrough once I've beaten Metaphor and gone through some of my backlog. Because my backlog gets bigger every single month. Alright, I will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching, and ta-ra.
Good day.
What do you think about the situation in our country? You're right there. It's full of bandits and humans. Of course. Can't forget about the wolves. I absolutely agree.